Jon Jones is less than a week away from making his heavyweight debut, which will also mark his return to the octagon after more than 3 years of hiatus. Jones fans have reason to be happy, as ring rust seemingly hasn't affected the speed of the mixed martial arts GOAT contender. Bones looked extremely sharp for his weight class, hitting the pads and bringing back glimpses of his spectacular light heavyweight run as he toyed around with his sparring partner. Jones' partner in the video is UFC heavyweight Walt Harris, who was also recently seen dancing with Bones. While Jones surprisingly opened up as an underdog against Gane, the odds shifted in his favor, as he's now a -155 favorite in some sportsbooks. It remains to be seen whether the former UFC champ justifies the changed odds or ring rust gets the better of him. Jon Jones continues dismissive attitude towards Ciryl Gane. Earlier this month, Jones answered questions from fans on social media, one of whom asked whether Gane represents the best striker the Rochester native has ever faced. The former light heavyweight king was quick to dismiss that notion, naming a number of previous opponents he sees as more capable on the feet. "Man, I just finished watching my Thiago Santos fight again. I think it's crazy that you guys consider Gane the most technical kickboxer I've ever faced," Jones wrote. "Everything Thiago did have bad intentions on it. Dude had lightning speed, power, explosiveness, crazy versatility. Gane's last 3 opponents had terrible defense. Those guys couldn't stop a kick if their life depended on it. He's fought flat-footed boxers his last 3 fights," Jones concluded. Jon Jones delivers a heartfelt message to Henry Cejudo. Bones has found a training partner in Olympic gold medalist and former UFC champion Henry Cejudo. The two have trained together under coach Eric Albarracin in Albuquerque, New Mexico. As the team concluded their preparations, Jon Jones gratefully addressed them for letting him into their space. Jones stated his heartfelt appreciation for Henry Cejudo and his team in his brief speech and opened up about his struggles. "I want to say thank you to you guys for opening the doors to get me fight ready. I had a little time where obviously my team stuck with me, but I had a little time where I was in a limbo, and it wasn't cool to be associated with me. Let's take a look."
I want to say thank you to you guys for opening the doors to me at Fight Ready. I had a little time where obviously my team stuck with me, but I had a little time where I was in a limbo, and when it wasn't cool to be associated with me, you guys were some of the first people to open the door and let me know that I always had a home in Arizona. And sincerely, that means a lot to me. I'll never forget it. I want to say thank you guys so much for that.
Before we continue, don't forget to visit our website and subscribe to our free newsletter so you can stay up to date with everything that goes on in the world of the UFC in minutes. Click the information link above. And while you are at it, check out our podcast and social media accounts. Thank you for your support. Now let's get back to the news. Dana White talks possibility of Makhachev versus Volkanovski 2. Dana White has given his thoughts on immediately running it back between Islam Makhachev and Alexander Volkanovski. While White is interested in seeing the matchup again, he feels other fights need to happen before another Makhachev and Volkanovski fight. During his UFC Vegas 70 post-fight press conference, White spoke about where things stand on a Makhachev versus Volkanovski rematch. "When you make a super fight, could you possibly have a better result than we did during that fight?" White said of Makhachev versus Volkanovski, "When the entire world is arguing over who won, that's a super fight, and it delivered." Let's listen closely to Dana's words.
The only thing that could possibly be better than that is the guy who's fighting for the interim title comes out looking incredible too. So now you got Yair versus Volkanovski, right? We'll see what happens with Islam and where he ends up fighting next. You have to do Yair. You have to do that fight. I mean, the guy came out and absolutely dominated a stud that night. And then you have the rematch after they both fight again.
Jake Paul proves Joe Rogan right by losing decision to Tommy Fury. Joe Rogan thoroughly believed in Tommy Fury's boxing ahead of his fight against Jake Paul. He was proven right on the night. Paul's much-awaited clash against Fury resulted in an upset for the unbeaten favorite. The 8-round bout went the distance and was ruled in favor of Fury via split decision, snapping Paul's 6-fight winning streak. Barstool Sports founder David Portnoy was amongst those who were most confident of Paul winning. Portnoy repeatedly made strong assertions about the result and did not give Fury a chance in the matchup. Take a look at a snippet of Rogan's conversation with Portnoy.
A fight, an elite fighter.
I hope they fight because I'll put my net worth on Jake Paul.
What if Tommy Fury boxes him up? What are you going to do then?
He won't. He
won't.
won't
Know that.
With 2 minutes remaining in the 7th round of the fight, Portnoy took to Instagram to apologize and take accountability for his previous comments. Take a look.
Here I am, hand up. You actually have to be a man of integrity, honor, and I am that man today. I am dead wrong. And I don't know that I was wrong about Jake Paul. I was clearly wrong about Tommy Fury. Way better than I thought. How good? I don't know. I don't know anything now. I can't ever talk about boxing ever again with a degree of integrity.
Jake Paul comments on being affected by Drake curse. Jake Paul has shared his thoughts on whether or not the infamous Drake curse was a factor in his loss against Tommy Fury. Speaking at the event's post-fight press conference, Paul was asked if he was aware that Drake had placed a $400,000 bet on him and if that might have affected his performance. "This is Drake's fault," Paul exclaimed. "Drake, bro, why'd you do this to me?" "Nah, it's my fault. But $400,000 is nothing to him. He's won a lot more money betting on me before, so he's probably about even now. Sorry, Drake, I'm gonna get that W in the rematch." Let's hear it from Jake himself.
Fuck, this is Drake's fault. Drake, bro. Why you do this to me? Nah, it's my fault. But 400,000 is nothing to him. So, but he's won a lot more money betting on me before, so he's probably about even now. Sorry, Drake. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that W in the rematch.
The problem child is probably right that the lost money is of little concern considering the regularity with which the Canadian places large bets on fights. But several previous losses sparked fan speculation that a Drake curse might exist for the fighters that he backs. That's all for today's video. If you want to know the latest UFC news, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and click the like button so you don't miss any details about the upcoming fights. Thanks for watching. See you soon.